What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Pro Football Talk. Today, we're going to be going through the top quarterback prospects of the 2021 NFL Draft. And I think we're going to be going through 11 quarterback prospects here. These are just the quarterbacks that I think that are going to be drafted, not all the quarterbacks in the draft. It's obviously too many to go through. So today we're going to start here with Felipe Franks, a guy who's not that great of a quarterback, inaccurate, bad composure. I heard reports that he is a great locker room leader, so that he does have those leadership skills, but, his ability to play football just does not translate well. He just doesn't have that arm talent. For his 6'6" height there, you should see a little bit more from him, with diagnosing the play and which route's going to be open, which wide receiver man will be open on the route, but he just doesn't do a good job of it. And he's got like four years of college talent, and he just never was able to get it done. But with those leadership skills and development through the NFL, I think he'll be a solid backup quarterback, but I do think he will get drafted in the 7th round here. So that's Felipe Franks. Next up, we got Ian Book, Notre Dame quarterback. A pretty solid quarterback, but you wish you could have seen a little bit more from his arm. Made some pretty accurate throws, but sometimes doesn't make the right decision on throws because he's not too used to it. A lot of the times he does run with his legs, and he is great running the ball, but you won't be able to beat everyone in the NFL with just running the ball. You got to be able to throw great balls as well. So, and he also is one of those locker room guys, great leaders. He apparently had good Senior Bowl interviews with coaches and GMs. So that's a good sign. That'll probably put him in the 7th round as well. And Sam Ehlinger, next quarterback. I got a 6th round grade on him. He's got decent height and weight, but he's got a heck of an arm, but it is a little bit inconsistent. You do see, and when he's up and he's on fire there, he plays well, but when he's more of down, he's trailing by 14 points. You just don't see that consistency in his arm. He's not the same player that we see when he's playing good. You got to be able to play consistent through the whole game to be somebody that's going to actually, translate well to the NFL. So that's Sam Ehlinger. Number 8, we got Jamie Newman, probably the biggest boomer bust guy on today's list. I kind of give him comparisons to Jameson Winston, New Orleans Saints quarterback there. With the throwing part, because he loves to throw downfield, and sometimes it's wicked. You really see those throws are accurate, right on point, and then next play you'll just see him throw an interception. A ballsy guy, likes to throw downfield. He throws for a lot of yards, but also throws a lot of picks. That's exactly what Jameis Winston is. So you're kind of getting a player like that, a little bit more raw talent. He once a guy, he doesn't escape the pocket very well either. I tend to notice that, especially in the Senior Bowl. You got to be able to escape the pocket, keep the play alive, keep the drive alive, but he doesn't do a solid job of it. Kellen Mond here, next quarterback, number 7, the Senior Bowl MVP. He's got a decent arm, and a decent ability to run as well, but you do see some inconsistency as well with all these other quarterbacks. And, being that Senior Bowl MVP definitely did rise his stock a little bit. You saw flashes of talent there with his arm. Sometimes he make those pretty accurate throws. It's pretty good in the red zone as well. That's what you also want to see. If you're good in the red zone, you're good at scoring points. It's going to help your team out a lot. So I do have a 3rd round grade on Kellen Mond. At 6'2", 205, a little bit on the lighter frame, but I think he will gain a little bit of weight before moving into the NFL. Number 6, Kyle Trask. I have a second round grade on him. He's a tall guy, 6'5", 240. You saw his ability to run at Florida as well. Did a pretty good job of it. Saw more of his quarterback run schemes in the red zone. But I'm just disappointed in the way he ended his season. Especially in that last bowl game against Oklahoma, threw 3 picks and ended up getting benched. Well, not really benched, but he played alongside the other quarterback there. I think Emory Jones was his name. You know, he was a full time starter at Florida, and to see that Emory Jones was getting more reps, that's how you know they weren't too happy with how Kyle Trask played. Even nobody was happy with it. He was a solid late like fringe first rounder, but now it just second round grade is solid on him because of the way he ended the season. you know. But he shows great patience as well. So he's a fun guy to watch. It'll be interesting to see how he plays at the NFL level. Next up, Mac Jones. I got a fringe first round, early second round type of grade on him. Before the Senior Bowl, I was a firm on the second round. But after the Senior Bowl performances in practice, I did put him at a first round. Because people were doubting how he would throw at the NFL level. Would he be able to diagnose what's open and what's not open? Because the Alabama receivers were so easy to throw to because they're always wide open. But he told everyone that he can do it at the Senior Bowl. He was throwing into tight windows, we're making some smart decisions. A guy who's talk about high football IQ, and that's what you want to see from the quarterbacks. And apparently, NFL scouts are way higher on him than people think. Even going in the top 10, which is pretty crazy to me. I don't think he will be a top 10 guy, but we got to see how the offseason goes because, it might happen. It really might happen. Next up, Trey Lance, number 4 quarterback prospect here. I got a first round grade. I see him going in the top 10. Plays at 6'3", 224. And, with time to develop in his game, I really do think he'll be a solid quarterback, a solid starter, a guy who is going to make these incredible throws downfield. I feel like he's going to be a guy who's going to be an excellent thrower on the run, excellent pocket thrower. I think he's got to take some time to develop to diagnose the field. Sometimes he throws those balls that just go absolutely nowhere. He's got to know where his guys are going to be open on the field. But once he does get that down and everything under check, he is going to be a solid quarterback at the NFL level. Number 3 quarterback prospect, we got Justin Fields here. Really the only flaw I have in Justin Fields' game is his, where he holds onto the ball too long in the pocket. You wish you see either him throwing the ball away if he's going to get sacked, or his ability to diagnose the field better to see his man open. He does a pretty good job of it, but it's just sometimes he'll just hold on to the ball too long, looking around, and then he'll just get sacked. And you can't do that at the NFL level. But in my recent mock draft, I had him going to the Atlanta Falcons, where he's going to sit behind Matt Ryan a couple of years, so he'll definitely develop into a great quarterback there. Next up, we got Zach Wilson, an amazing quarterback. Him and Justin Fields are neck and neck with the talent they play. I just got Zach Wilson a little bit higher because the way he plays on the run. When he gets outside the pocket, he throws on the run. He looks a little bit like Patrick Mahomes. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's kind of crazy saying that, but it's just so accurate, like right on the numbers when he throws on the run, even inside the pocket. Also good. BYU's O-line was pretty good there. Gave him some time to throw. And yeah, there's not much of a difference from him and Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. But I still think Trevor Lawrence is a solid number 1. And that's what we're going to talk about next is Trevor Lawrence. not much to say about him. Just a guy who's he's going to play an elite level quarterback at the NFL. He's pretty much a lock-in pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The only bad tape that I did see from him, was that game against Ohio State in the bowl game. You wish you could have seen a little bit more from him, but I don't blame him just because of how that Clemson O-line played that game. Clemson O-line looked amazing all season up until that Ohio State game, where I just think they threw it. They're never giving Trevor Lawrence enough time to throw in the pocket. And, like Ohio State always had a defensive game plan. If Trevor Lawrence escaped the pocket, they always knew what they were going to do. I just think the defense outplayed the offense there. But that's really the only bad game that I saw from Trevor Lawrence. So easily still the number one prospect of this draft, and he definitely will be the number one overall pick unless something really dramatic happens. But it's a lock-in pretty much there for number one overall. And yeah, so that's going to do it for this video, guys. We went through 11 prospects. Whoops, I missed Trey Lance there. All these guys, I think are going to get drafted. The exception of Felipe Franks, he could go undrafted. I could see it depending on the other team's needs. Same with Ian Book. I put these two guys up just because of that leadership skills these guys have. And I do see Ian Book getting drafted because he does look like a better thrower and a better runner than Felipe Franks does. So that's that there. Yeah. Okay, that's going to do it, everyone. That's the video. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. If you guys are loyal watchers, hit that bell notification. It'll alert you guys whenever there's a video coming out. And yeah, stay tuned because we're going to be going through running backs. We're going to be going through O-linemen. We're going to be going through receivers. Everything on the defensive side of the football. I'm going to be uploading pretty much daily, except for Super Bowl Sunday. But yeah, that's going to do it, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.